On the morning of May 6, 2025, the paddock at Oulton Park was full of excitement. It was round 3 of the British Supersport Championship, a series known for close battles, rising talent, and sheer adrenaline. Fans gathered under clear skies, hopeful for another thrilling day of racing. But what no one knew was that this day would be remembered not for victory, but for tragedy. As the sprint race began, 11 riders surged off the line with aggressive intent. The field, tightly packed and fiercely competitive, entered Turn 1, the Dunlop chicane, just seconds after the lights went out. This corner is infamous among riders, narrow, technical, and brutally unforgiving. It demands precision, even in ideal conditions. But this time, everything went wrong in an instant. Eyewitness reports, video footage, and team data reveal a frightening sequence. One rider, likely under pressure to gain positions early, misjudged braking into the corner. It may have been cold tires, dirty track surface, or simply the chaotic energy of the opening lap. But the rider lost control. The bike twitched under braking, dipped too far into the turn, and washed out. In a heartbeat, he went down. What followed was a devastating domino effect. Riders directly behind had no time to avoid the fallen machine. Collisions erupted as bikes tangled and launched into the gravel. Some slid, others flipped. Engines roared, then went silent. Carbon fairings shattered on impact. The screams of spectators quickly turned to silence and dread. Among the chaos were 3 names that now carry the weight of this tragedy: Owen Jenner, Shane Richardson, and Tom Tunstall. Owen Jenner, just 21 years old, had only recently claimed the 2024 British GP2 title. A rider full of potential, he had signed with Rapid Honda and was tipped as one of the future stars of British motorcycling. He was taken to the Circuit Medical Center with a catastrophic head injury. Despite rapid medical intervention, he could not be saved. Shane Richardson, 29, originally from New Zealand, was also caught in the melee. He suffered massive chest trauma and was quickly stabilized at the scene. Tragically, he passed away en route to Royal Stoke University Hospital. Shane was more than just a racer. He was a father, a partner, and a fan favorite. Known for his humility and drive, Shane's death has sent shockwaves through the racing community in both the UK and New Zealand. Tom Tunstall, a veteran rider, was also seriously injured, suffering back and abdominal trauma. He was transferred to hospital in serious condition. 5 more riders were treated at the scene for minor injuries, spared the worst but undoubtedly shaken by what had occurred. Race organizers, including Motorsport Vision Racing and the Motorcycle Circuit Racing Control Board, immediately launched a full investigation. Replay footage and sensor data are now being analyzed to determine the exact sequence and cause of the crash. Was it purely a racing incident? Was there a mechanical failure? Could something have been done to prevent it? These are the questions now being asked, not just by officials, but by fans, families, and fellow riders around the world. Critics have raised concerns about the Dunlop chicane's suitability for high-density race starts. Others have pointed to tire temperatures, track maintenance, and rider briefing protocols. Some argue that with sprint races becoming more aggressive in modern formats, opening laps need stricter control. While the investigation continues, one thing is certain: this was not just a racing accident, it was a turning point. The crash at Oulton Park has become a tragic and sobering reminder of the razor-thin line that separates triumph from tragedy in the world of motorsport. In a sport where fractions of a second define success and where bravery meets danger at every corner, this incident has left a deep and painful scar. It has ignited fierce debate about safety protocols, raised questions about track design, and forced a collective moment of reflection throughout the racing community. But above all, it has reminded us in the most heartbreaking way of the human cost behind the pursuit of speed. We lost not just two racers, but two extraordinary individuals. Two athletes who poured their lives into this sport. Owen Jenner, only 21 years old, a rising star, the embodiment of youthful ambition, a champion with his eyes on the world stage. He was fearless, fast, and driven by dreams that now remain forever unfulfilled. And Shane Richardson, a seasoned competitor, a devoted father, a humble soul from New Zealand whose spirit touched everyone he raced with. He was not just chasing victory, he was racing with love for his family, his country, and the pure joy of the sport. Their lives, though tragically cut short, were rich with purpose and meaning. They represent the best of what motorsport stands for: courage under pressure, resilience in the face of setbacks, and an unyielding desire to go faster, to go further, to live fully. Their absence is not just felt on the grid, but in the hearts of fans, families, and fellow riders around the globe. As the motorsport world comes together in grief, we must not let their deaths be in vain. We must learn, we must evolve, and we must honor their memory by striving to make the sport they loved safer for those who follow. Let their legacy not be one of loss, but of progress, a turning point that brings about real change. We remember them not only for how they died, but more importantly, for how they lived. For the passion they carried in every lap, for the sacrifices they made, and for the moments of brilliance they shared with us on the track. This is what really happened at Oulton Park. A tragedy that shattered hearts, a moment that stopped time, and a story that we must carry forward, not in silence, but with purpose. Because to forget would be to lose them all over again. And we owe them more than that. We owe them remembrance. We owe them respect. And above all, we owe them the will to race safer, wiser, and with the same fearless heart they both carried to the very end.